Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we'll be going over the markets just as usual, just looking at that, but we'll be going over the Ethereum chart and the Bitcoin chart. I feel those are the charts that are most important just now, especially the Bitcoin chart obviously. This is a very important day as well. We're closing the monthly on the Bitcoin as well. So in a few hours, the monthly will be closing. Depending on where we can close on monthly, we could see a break down for Bitcoin and a break back up for Bitcoin as well. We'll be looking at those charts as well. We'll be looking at a couple of news stories as well. But first of all, if you like these videos, be sure and subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell and hit that like button just now as well. That'd be fantastic. And please leave a comment down below as well. Always appreciate your comments, and I'll always reply to the comments as well, or like them and love them as well, even if it's negative as well. But if you want to support the channel as well, there's a new book coming out called The Belief Principle. And I'm just getting everything ready for that just now, getting a universal link set up and everything. But you can buy the book, pre-order the book. It's coming out at the end of April and you'll be able to read it then, but you can pre-order the book just now. There is a universal link down below now, so whatever country you're in, it will take you over to that link in Amazon as well. So that would be really appreciated if you could kind of buy the book and support the channel. Okay, so let's crack on and see what's happening in the crypto markets just now. We have an overall market capitalization of $181 billion. So it's actually going up, which is good to see. Bitcoin dominance stable at 65.3%. We've got Bitcoin itself, 6,465 at the moment, up 3%, which is good. And who's the winners and losers? Energy, we have ELV, Crypto.com, REN, Data is up, Olga, RSK, MCO, Bitcoin SV, DX Chain, Icon up as well. And we have quite, I'd say 80% in the green and 20% in the red. Bithumb down, Status, Verge, Nervos, not by that much. Not really worth talking about, to be honest, because they're very negligible, the drops in prices for them. Okay, let's look at the Ethereum chart just now. I want to show you a scenario just now. What could happen? This is on the 12-hour chart. We're going to go to the 4-hour chart just now, but it equally plays out as well on the 1-hour chart. So we have a scenario just now with Ethereum whereby we've got a descending triangle. We've got exactly the same with Bitcoin as well, as you'd expect. But at the moment with Ethereum just now we're at $132.11. Now we can see last night, I kind of drew this in yesterday after kind of doing some more research and after the kind of video yesterday, and drew this triangle in and hit that triangle perfectly. So a couple of scenarios here. If we break out of this triangle, probably around about $135 and stay there, then we could be going up to, let's see what this goes up to, about $163. It's a measured move and it's a distance from the top to the bottom here, a measured move up to $163. So we could see a scenario like that. Although it's trying to break out just now, it's not quite making it at the moment. And if we look at the volume is really quite low as well for Ethereum. So the volume is not really there just now to make that big move. However, that might come and it's not going to stop it. That's not to say it's not going to happen. But I'm bearish just now. I'm in a bear just now. However, if it breaks out of this triangle here, around about $135 and stays there on the hourly or the 4-hourly or whatever, we'll look at the hourly as well, then I will probably be bullish short term. And I'm talking very short term. When I say short term, I'm talking within a week or so, and see what happens after that. So this market just now, you can't really look long term. Well, you kind of can, but short term is the best kind of way to play this market just now. Because it's extremely difficult to kind of predict what's going to happen because of this COVID virus, it's just kind of throwing everything in the air just now. And the economic impact has still not been felt just now. In my view, it's still not being felt just now, but I have a feeling it is going to be, and I don't think people are going to be buying Bitcoin and Ethereum unless people like us, we're still trading it. But I don't think we're going to get any new retail investors in. And the people on the fringe, the retail investors on the fringe will probably just be out altogether. And I would imagine the institutional investors will be out altogether. I don't think they'd be buying at these levels. I think they think it probably could go lower before they actually buy in. But that's just my kind of opinion. So we've got this descending triangle pattern. If it breaks out of here, then we could be going up to $163. Now the other scenario is it kind of comes back down here and breaks and goes down to a measured move of about $91. I mentioned $88 the other day. So that kind of confirms what I was thinking the other day as well, that we could be making a move down to the downside below $100 again. But it's extremely precarious just now. If we look on the other charts as well, we go on the hourly. Just now you can see we're breaking down. The 70 EMA is breaking down over the 21 EMA, just doing that just now. So it could mean we're in for some downward movement for that as well. And we've got a couple of green candles there. And if we break to the upside, as I said, of about 135 and stay there, then we could be in for some higher movement price action. It doesn't look like it just now, it doesn't feel like it, doesn't look like it, the volume doesn't support it either. However, we're looking at the charts here, we're looking at the short term, and we have to look at what we see and trade what we see as well. So we crossed over on the hourly at $127 and kind of went all the way up to 135. We could do the same again, go up to 135 and come down, and then over the coming hours, that is obviously going to get, the number is going to get smaller. But we'll see if this descending triangle pattern holds. Usually with a descending triangle, it goes to the downside, a percentage to the downside, about 68.8% or something like that. And a break to the upside is about 32% chance of that. So we could see something like that. We've got a very similar pattern in Bitcoin as well. And we'll just go to the Bitcoin chart. So this is on the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, and we have a price of 6,470, not 4,000. 6,470 is the price just now. Try and get my head out of the way there. So again, we've got that scenario again where we've hit that kind of triangle. Again, we're in a descending triangle pattern just now, and if we go up to round about 6,600 and break that, then I'm more bullish to the upside to around about 7,200, but we could break higher than that to round about 8,000. They're saying here, if we've got a measured move from top to the bottom here, a measured move put into that is $8,000 for Bitcoin short term. If we do kind of come down here and we break and use this as resistance, and it comes down here, which would more or less, we've got a higher chance of it doing that, but we could break down to around about 4,330. Again, it's kind of similar to what I was saying the other day as well, around about 4,200, 4,300. So at the moment we're going to the upside just now, 6,490. So we'll see if this breaks. If this does break, then we could be making a move up to, first of all, 6,800, then possibly 7,200, then possibly even $8,000. Very much, I'm still seeing this kind of correlation with the stock market just now, and what the prices are doing in the stock market. I'm not saying it's affecting the prices in Bitcoin, but there seems to be a pattern whereby it's following the price of kind of the stock market just now as well. Okay, what I want to do now is look at the monthly chart. So you can see on the monthly we have a strong support line here. Right now we're $6,476, and we've got a strong support at 6,330-ish. So say around about the 6,300 area, we've got strong support in that area. Now if we break below that and close below 6,300, then we could be going down to, for the next month, round about the $4,000 range. We could be going down to $4,000 range if we close below this. That line then, instead of being support, then becomes resistance. And so it depends what happens on the monthly. Now you might be saying, why does it depend what happens on the monthly? Because a lot of traders are going to be looking at this. They're going to be looking at what the monthly is going to be closing on, and they're going to trade accordingly. So if it closes below 6,300, round about that area, I would imagine there's going to be a short-term sell-off, and then we could be down, going down for some further downside action here as well. But at the moment, looking at the 4-hourly, we're moving up just now. We're moving up, and we could move up for 6,600 area, and we could be going to that 6,600 looking at this descending triangle and then come back down, or we could break this 32% chance of a breakout, or roughly a 32% chance of a breakout here. And if we do that, we could be going up to 6,800, then 7,200, possibly up to 8,000. I'm more bearish than bullish at the moment. There's no real sign that this is kind of turning bullish for me. Just now, 5,800, it bounced up that. It just confirms this kind of triangular pattern, this descending triangular pattern, and this channel as well. So this channel was up to 7,200, but we've now got this descending triangle in the mix as well. So that gives us an even better trading chance as well, this, because we were in this pattern before, and we could say, okay, we bounced from 5,800, go up to 7,200, but there's always kind of in-betweens there, and this descending triangle gives us more of a trading chance as well. If it breaks out of here, get out of your short position and go into long. If it doesn't break out and it kind of bounces back down, then it's time to go short if you've not got an open position just now, or just leave it where it is. Don't get into it until it kind of goes down further, and we'll see what happens there. So if we do come back down, it's 5,800 area, and then we're looking at, if it breaks down below that, we're looking at a much lower figure than that. Okay, let's look at the stock markets just now. Overall, FTSE 100 is trading up 99, just now 99 points. It has been 130, 140 points. And we'll just look at the stock market just now here. And this is on the 4-hourly. We did get up to 5,700. And we crossed over it on the 4-hourly, the 7 EMA over the 21 EMA just now at 5,273, which suggests and indicates that we're moving higher from here as well, which would probably pull the Bitcoin price up. The stock markets don't pull the Bitcoin price up or down. It's the sentiment that kind of drives it. That's kind of the point I'm getting here. It's not because of the stock market, because there shouldn't be any correlation, because the two are totally different. But you have to remember, it's the sentiment that drives it. It's the energy. The sentiment. There's energy behind sentiment, and your energy is kind of driven by sentiment. You kind of look at something and you either get energy or you kind of it drains your energy. It's like the stock market and the crypto market as well. If you're kind of draining or feeling drained of energy, you sell. If you're kind of feeling bullish, you kind of buy, and you're feeling that kind of surge of energy as well. That's kind of almost what it's like. It's trying to explain that, the sentiment, how it kind of works psychologically as well. That's kind of how to look at it, and that's how I look at it anyway. So stock markets, they're indicating that Wall Street is going to open up 173 points to 22,500. So we could be seeing this go back up to 29,000 after everything that's happening. Even despite everything that's happening just now, we could see it going back up to 29,000, 30,000 area. So it could be breaking all-time highs again. For me, obviously, this is a false market. This is not a good indication of what's truly happening in the marketplace just now, because it's been propped up by the governments just now. I just see this all crashing down, but people might just go, oh, this is fine, this is okay, and just get back in again, and the stock markets go back up. The government sells off some of the kind of what they bought, and they get their money back that way, obviously, and with the big debt they're in just now. Either way, it just signals some big crash coming, and recession and depression coming possibly soon as well. However, we can still trade the short term and still be positive about the short term as well. So there's positive in it going up and there's positive going down as well. We've got to look at both sides. You can't be a bear or a bull, and I've learned that especially in the crypto market. You can't be a bear or a bull, or a perma bear or a perma bull. You just got to trade what's in front of you. Okay, a couple of news stories I want to quickly look at. Bitcoin is forming a bull cross after rallying to 6,500. Analysts now targeting 7,700. So following a brief sell-off that led Bitcoin down to lows of 5,800 overnight, and the crypto has been able to post a strong and sustainable rebound that's since led to climbs towards 6,500, with bulls currently attempting to reclaim its previous position within the upper 6,000 region. It now appears that bulls are in the process of attempting to form an EMA bull cross, which could bolster its price action in the hours ahead. I kind of showed you there's a cross there. Depends on what kind of charts you're using, the MA charts you're using as well. But there's a cross 70 EMA and the 21 EMA that's crossed over in the 4 hourly as well. So they're saying this is giving us is on the 8 and 34 EMA, and they've got a bull cross here, and I'll show you here. So this is big cheds, and it's the 8 and 34 crossing over. You could use anything to kind of show a crossover. You could use any of the charts, and you're always going to get some kind of crossover. There's a crossover in the 721. There's a death cross on the 5200. So it just depends on what indicator you're using as well. You're always going to find a way to look for the upside or to support your hypothesis to the upside, and you're always going to find a way to support your hypothesis to the downside as well. So there is definitely a lot of influence on your bias. So it's called confirmation bias. We spoke about that before. So if you're bearish, you're going to find bearish indicators. If you're bullish, you're going to find bullish indicators as well. It just depends on what you're looking at and what charts you're looking at. And even the signals that we use are biased towards our kind of hypothesis as well. We've got here capitulation, BTC battered by biggest mining difficulty drop since 2011. So currently sits at 6,370, a slight recovery from March the 27th, which saw the price drop nearly 10%. As previously reported by Cointelegraph, the crash may have been caused by the recent mining difficulty adjustment of nearly minus 16%. And the difficulty adjustment is how the Bitcoin network adapts to the changing mining power in the network, keeping its issuance rate at a fairly steady level. The change in Bitcoin's mining difficulty on March 26 was the biggest percentage drop the network has seen in 9 years, and the adjustment makes Bitcoin production cheaper for all miners. It also aligns with previous correlations in difficulty drops and short-term losses for the price of Bitcoin. So they're kind of saying there's a strong correlation there between the mining difficulty and the price of Bitcoin as well. And now they're saying this is kind of getting back to normal, that we should see the price going back up for Bitcoin as well. So we'll see what happens there as well. I don't want to kind of dwell too long on this, but this is a really good article actually, and I'm going to share this with you underneath it as well. Okay, crypto whale moves 50,343 Bitcoin, which is worth $320 million. This is from Whale Alert. If you're not subscribed to them, or subscribe to them on Twitter. It's always interesting to see what happens, but they can't give too much information, obviously, because they don't have too much information, just that's going from one wallet to another. Sometimes they can tell if it's been moved to an exchange or not. It seems in this case, they don't know if it's been moved to an exchange. But Whale Alert says $320 million worth is transferred from unknown wallet to unknown wallet. That happens a lot of the time. So does it mean anything? It means people, there's big movers out there, there's big players out there, whales, obviously. But we don't know where it's moving to. Could it be selling off? Could it be, is it somebody else buying? Is it what's happening? It is an exchange. We just don't know. And there's the same, a big move for XRP as well, 51 million move in Bithumb as well. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that today. I know it's a shorter one today. I've done that on purpose as well. I didn't want to dwell too much on the news. But if you like these videos, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, and hit that like on the way out as well. And leave a comment down below as well. And if you want to support the channel, I've got a new book coming out called The Belief Principle, which is all about your personal beliefs, how you can change your beliefs to change your whole life, literally change your whole life. Even if you change one belief. But in the book, I'm going to give you 7 beliefs, and there's different beliefs for different kind of areas of your life as well. But I'm going to give you 7 overall beliefs. And there's lots of kind of freebies coming with that as well. So if you'd like to support the channel, there is a link down below, a universal link, so it'll take you to your Amazon link, and it's on Kindle as well, which comes out at the end of April. Again, thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate you, and hopefully you'll stay safe and you're adhering to what's this social or physical distancing. It's not social distancing, it's physical distancing. Hopefully you're adhering to that as well and stopping the spread of this COVID-19 virus as well. Okay, until next time, Namaste. Take care. Bye.